offensive.
Spit.
Yeah, just lick the door mirror and stick it on like that.
It'll be fine, absolutely.
Oh, just before we do the news, we've had a letter. Got to share it with you. Here, pink note paper. All the eyes have got little circles on them. Ready? Dear Richard.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I watched Top Gear. I think you're the best-looking guy on the programme.
That's hardly an achievement, is it?
You're cool. It's a fair point. You're cool, good-looking, ace hairstyle, wicked clothes, best wishes. That's Stuart.
It's a modern world, that's all right,
It gets
Stuart.
better, because would you like to know Stuart's address?
Not really, no.
The Folkestone Wing, Her Majesty's Prison, Broadmoor. He's getting out soon and he wants to know...
But he could be watching now,
listen.
shut up!
What did you do with all the shirts from the last series? Can I have them?
Oh, yes. How long's he going to be at that address, do we know?
It's better than that. Stuart, come on in.
I don't like that.
The Council for the Protection of Rural England is mounting a campaign to try and stop councils putting so many road signs up at the side of the road. We've got a photograph here which demonstrates the scale of...
Is that real?
That is a real photograph. This is a council that's obsessed about being sued and has done that. We absolutely really do throw our weight, for what it's worth, which isn't much, behind the CPRE on that, because that sort of thing is preposterous.
No, I'm not throwing my weight behind that.
Why?
Have you seen who's behind them?
Who?
Bill Bryson.
So?
Well, I think that man is a danger, frankly. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's beardy, sanctimonious, patronising Americans in tartan trousers coming to England and trying to persuade us to turn it into a museum. He wants the East End full of cheeky Cockney chaps pushing wheelbarrows full of eels, and he wants Northerners to be industrialists with big braces and blokes dying of the consumption. Morning, Bill. I've got the consumption. It's traditional, all right? I said, Bill, if you're watching, OK, you won't be watching, obviously, because we're not talking about steam engines or longboats or bear baiting, but if you happen to have tuned in by mistake, we're not interested in the views of stupid Americans who come over here with their big video cameras saying, gee, I love your history, it's just so old. Sod off.
Who's he? What? OK, well, now we know.
Honestly, I don't want to go
Bill
home tonight.
Not again.
Bill Bryson, then seemingly not as popular as he might have thought.
News, Ferrari have given the Pope a present.
Very nice.
Sounds very nice. Yes. It's a Formula One car. He's 84!
He's got Parkinson's disease.
He wanted slippers. What if he uses it?
New 3 Series BMW photographs have been revealed this week. Thought you might like to have a look. There it is. Now, found a few things out about it. It's going to be a range of petrol engines, obviously. 2 litre, 2.5, 3 litre. There'll be a diesel. Inevitably, of course, there'll be an M3 along in a while. It's bigger in the back, bigger boot, bigger car. And the best thing, I think, is that the man responsible for ruining the look of all BMWs in recent years has obviously been locked in a cupboard while they did that one. This is not really that ugly to behold.
You're talking about Bangle, aren't you?
Yeah.
But I'm not having this ruined all BMWs. The 7 Series, I think, looks fabulous. And the Z4, that is a fantastic looking car.
No, you're not quite right there. I mean, I agree with you. No, you're not. He's good, but the 7 Series is a little bit wonky. That was the first one he did. That was an experiment. The 6 Series, that is a truly fabulous model.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder offering their opinion on the BMW range there. You're wrong. Actually, that probably will be a very nice car to drive. I mean, they always are. BMWs are always nice to drive, but they're just so golfish now. I mean, I'm talking about
Not as in VW.
No, just this stupid trouser thing.
Can we move on? Very briefly, I just wanted to point out, you know, the train that you can go abroad in, have now announced with some fanfare that you can get from Peterborough to Paris in about 3.5 hours, which is interesting. It's just that I bet they're not making the same song and dance in Paris. You can now get from Paris to Peterborough. Why?
Now, Mitsubishi, you know the Evo? Well, of course you do, yeah? The latest one they've just announced will have 400 brake horsepower.
That's unbelievable. From a 2-litre engine.
From a 2-litre engine. How big's the turbo going to be on it? And what is it going to suck up?
Everything. Everything you pass.
Children with kites.
Yeah.
Whoa! God.
Apparently, you have to service it every
4,500
miles.
Yeah.
Well, I reckon it's simply because they've got to empty the turbo out. I mean,
No,
if
it's not.
you
It's with the
started it in the
cylinders.
garage one day, it would just be full of lawnmowers and old dinghies and sledges and paint.
There'll be a lot more lost kitten signs on lampposts.
Eaten up by a mitt. That's sad.
Right, restoration rip-off. Your chance to save a great car for the nation. Now, we asked you to write in and nominate knackered but essentially interesting old cars that were worthy of restoration. We narrowed that down to a short list of 5, but the catch is we've only got enough money to restore one of them. And you're going to decide which one it is by voting with a telephone number that I'm going to give you in a minute, so please have a pen ready this time. Last week, we looked at a Lotus 10 that had been ordered by James Dean just days before he was killed. And now, here's another candidate.